Uh, okay, hello, welcome. I thought for tonight, I'm rather tired because I was doing several things today, and we would have a look. Instead of the usual Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines and Warhammer 2, Total War, Return of the Lich Master, we will have a look at the Proving Grounds beta, which just came out, which you can opt in by going to Steam, the settings for Warhammer 2 Total War. And how's that done exactly? Let me just refresh my memory. You go to the game, Total War Warhammer 2, you right click it, go to properties, you go to the betas tab, and you go to, it's labeled as Warhammer II underscore 1.8.4 dash. I believe there's another one where there's another one similar to that called 1.8.3, and I think that's the previous version, but this is 1.8.4, as we can see up in the top right here. So, the last stream I actually went over the changes which were in this beta, a little bit at the beginning of it, but that wasn't in the YouTube video. There's quite a few changes, and we're going to be having a look at them. I can't go over all of them right now. Well, the major changes is just to the campaign. The idea behind this beta is to let people fiddle around with changes Creative Assembly have made to the campaign, and to see how those work, what the gameplay will be like with those changes, how it will affect the factions, how it will affect gameplay, and with certain goals in mind behind these. There's changes also to the difficulty settings, so they're not just like easy, normal, hard, veteran or something like that, very hard and veteran. They instead go like starter, fast, standard, and so on. Legendary's still there. So, yes, let's see. Proving Grounds, the goals. Experiment with different difficulty settings, including game pace modifications. Adjust game pace to align with shorter end turn times, but retain a game pace that allows for frequent activity like recruitment, construction, or combat every turn. So, apparently, for that, I would assume they're trying to sort of prevent having turns where you're waiting for things to happen. They want you to always be doing something every turn. Because I mean, I suppose it's kind of unavoidable for some factions, like the Beastmen, where you're running around with your hordes, and or if you have one army, all you can do is really move. But we'll see. What else? Increases impact in recruitment and construction decisions. I have seen people mentioning that some of the factions' units are much more expensive now to recruit. High Elves, apparently their Spearmen cost 1,000 gold to recruit now, which means you'd be running around with smaller armies. And also you get the elite units. It's slower to get the more elite units. Like, to build up your settlements for that. Increases impact in recruit. Yep, I read that. Reduce the economy scaling into the later stages of the game. I suppose that's to combat, like, some factions having a much stronger economy later on. But that's pretty much what it means, I'd say. Like, I suppose the Dwarves, the High Elves, and also, I think, maybe the Dark Elves. It doesn't label specific changes here. It's just broad changes. So we're going to have a look at some of the factions. I might look through two of the factions. We might do like an hour and a half of two factions campaigns to see how they are. I don't really know which factions at the moment. I was thinking the Dwarves, and then maybe I'll just choose randomly another one. Added meaningful and stronger money sinks. Keep campaign AI competitive. Create an environment to possibly remove supply lines. I think they've actually removed supply lines. Supply lines are the extra upkeep you cost for every army you have. So, if you have, like, one army, you would pay the upkeep cost for the army and the lord. And if you recruit Army 2, along with the cost of the lord and any units you recruit for that army, there's also a 2%. There's also a small percentage increase in the overall upkeep you pay, just to sort of represent the extra logistics of having another army running around. I have seen people mentioning that this kind of stifles some of the more horde-like factions being able to recruit multiple armies, like the Greenskins, because they don't really use supply lines. They take what they want from the territories where they're raiding, so... And they're just not... what's it called? They're just not complicated enough to really have supply lines. And it was impacting them in a way where you can't really just have lots and lots of cheap... cheap junky armies. The Skaven also, but the Skaven have the food mechanic on top of that as well. Reduce the strength of swift expansion. I think part of this is having slower growth, but we'll have to see. Streamline factional differences in economy and more clearly define faction uniqueness. Return public order to be generally more meaningful. Return growth to be generally more meaningful. Push late game units later into the game naturally for both AI and player. Aim for more varied playthroughs and different late game challenges emerging naturally. And avoid hard restrictions. Okay, so if we go to campaign, and we'll go to Mortal Empire, because that's very sandboxy. Part of playing with this beta is that there are no mods. Creative Assembly have requested that people play it without mods because they want information to be just on the base game and not, modified based on any of the mods people might be running. So this is Warhammer without any mods, which will feel quite weird because I'm very used to playing with them now. And I was going to have a look at the Dwarves first, I suppose. Though I am also tempted to have a look at the Empire, just to see sort of the baseline for what they're like. To war! I played as the Dwarves, would probably be Thorgrim, because that's about as generic as possible. We could play as the Greenskins, perhaps. See how it affects them. You know what? Let's see what the dwarves are like. So we'll play as Thorgrim Grudgebearer, Karaza Karak, and campaign. Here we go. So I don't think they've changed battle at all. The battle difficulty. I don't think. Battle difficulty remains the same, even though the names are changed. Okay, so I'm going to play on standard because I'm a standard, normal type person for game difficulty for Warhammer 2 Total War. So I want to play it as what I imagine Creative Assembly to use as a baseline for all their decisions. If we go through these, we can see startup. New to Total War. This means this gives you bonuses as like things are cheaper. I think you have more growth. I don't think you pay as much upkeep for your units. The enemy also have less recruit slots, so I think they can only recruit a maximum of 2 units per turn. Fast, as it says, cheaper recruitment and construction. Standard, it's slower paced Total War. It's expensive recruit and construction. Veteran, slower paced Total War with expensive recruitment and construction and increased AI buffs. And Legendary has that, as well as no manual saves, and orders cannot be issued when a battle is paused. Okay, that's what the realistic battle thing is. This also includes a increased bonus to the experience that enemy units get per turn. I think on Veteran it's 200 per turn, and on Legendary it's 400 per turn. And it's 50 for Lords, I think. Anyway, we'll play on standard. And we'll start a campaign. And it should load pretty quickly, because there's no mods here. It's a dark time in Thorgrim Grudgebearer's reign. Despite convincing his kin not to seal their holds and diminish, their enemies are emboldened. Greenskins gathered in the shade of Everpeep. Thorgrim could not let that stand, and so marched forth and slew them, but the remnants fled and now skulk in the sacred site of Grungni's pillars. Another grudge recorded, another that needs to be settled if the Age of Reckoning is to continue. Yeah, I haven't played as the Dwarves for a while, just base Dwarves. It'll be interesting to see what the growth changes and recruitment cost changes are and how their economy is. I don't think the buildings have changed too much. We'll have to see. The beta notes don't really mention like specific changes. It's more sort of the broad overarching changes. And any of these, as I'll mention, are as according to Creative Assembly, are subject to change, and they can't guarantee that any of the changes in the Proving Grounds will make it into the main game. So this is all just for fiddling around with it and seeing how it works and getting people's opinions of it and seeing how people play and so on. You know, I suppose it's putting it out in the wild so people can mess around with it. What other changes are there? I'm looking at the Proving Grounds beta list of changes on the blog which they put. General changes. Yes. They removed supply lines, removed building conversion on occupation, automatic conversion of building of a different race. I believe that means now that when you settle when you take a settlement owned by another faction or another race, the buildings are just removed. They don't convert automatically into buildings for your faction like they did in the base game. Income streamlined and adjusted. Added and adjusted resource buildings for all races to grant money. Adjusted direct income from buildings for all races. Reduced economy scaling in later stages of the game. I have seen that the changes might not work the best for the Tomb Kings. I haven't checked that myself. But because the Tomb Kings are kind of a special case when it comes to economy, since they don't pay anything for recruiting any of their units. They only pay money for building, for constructing buildings. And they don't pay any upkeep for their armies, I don't think. They might pay a bit of upkeep for their lords, but not for their units in their army. Yeah, how these economy changes affect the Tomb Kings might need a bit more tweaking than just that. What else? Public order rebalance. Removed public order on main settlement chain. I think the main settlement chain gave like... It gave maybe like up to a +3 public order bonus. Adjusted public order on buildings. Okay. Building cost adjustments. The public order rebalance might make it so that the AI has to deal with public order a bit more. Often it felt like public order was just something the player had to deal with because the AI, they would be sitting at like +11 public order because of the buildings which they make and all that. Anyway.
My Lord High King, faced with your terrible wrath, the Greenskins rout, as is typical of their craven nature.
Okay, yes. Over there.
The bloody spears still infest the mountains to the east, setting up their hovels amidst your sacred pillars. Another
our pillars
must be put right, and soon, for the lords of the other dwarfholds will not tolerate a High King that cannot secure his own realms. To the south, yet more vicious Urki and Groby lay ready to strike at your kin. Seek allies amongst your own folk, for there are many grudges to settle here.
Yeah. Let's get to it, lads.
The world shall be enthralled to the Kara's anchor once more, and no creature, greenskin or otherwise, shall stand in your way.
Shall be enthralled to the Karasankor? We're going to enslave everyone. Okay. So here we go. Yep. Grudge issued. Trespassing greenskin grudge. We have to deal with them. How to play. Okay, so we have the Forge, Grudges, and the Underway. Here's the Forge. We've seen this for many other factions. You can construct various items by spending Oath Gold, as well as having resources to be able to get them. We've actually seen this when we're playing as the Greybeard's Prospectors. Okay, so let's have a look at the Karaza Karak. My memory's not so good that I'm not going to be able to remember exactly how things were, but should be able to see at least somewhat. That's different. The income generated by the Gem Cutter's Guild Hall is quite a lot lower. I think that's like half how much it was. I think it was 1,200 originally. Now it's only 600. 300, 400, 500, 600. Yeah, that's definitely changed. Growth is plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10. That's not changing. I think that actually in the base game, in the current game, outside of the beta, I believe the growth actually increases with the old level. And there's no public order bonus on here. We have a public order of 11. That's 10 from buildings. And no, that's growth. I'm looking at growth. I'm not looking at public order. What am I doing? Here we go. We've got a -3. Faction is 1. Taxes is -4. Right, that's the same as usual. Except we're not getting like an extra point or 2 from the Karaza Karak. Do we actually get +1 for faction? Age of Retribution. Ah, there we go. Yeah, satisfied. So we get +1 public order because of our lack of grudges. And we also get +1 growth. Oh, really? Only 1 more growth for that? Let's see. Growth +1. Hero action success chance +20%. Public order +1. Middling. -5 diplomatic relations with dwarves. Public order -2. Upkeep +5 for all dwarf characters and units. And -10, -3, and upkeep +10%. I don't know if that's changed. But the public order, because we don't have it on our main building, will affect us a lot more. Cost is quite a bit different. 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. That's a lot more. I can't remember how much it was originally. It was like maybe 7,500? 9,000? Something like that? Certainly it wasn't 20,000. That is a lot more money to get a great hold. Makes it more of a momentous occasion. Now, I kind of feel... Okay, while I like the idea of the dwarves being a lot slower, I kind of feel that having the changes to the growth and public order, or at least the growth and being able to recruit units later, being changed now, a few years after the release of the game and people have gotten used to how things are going. What am I saying here? I kind of feel like people, possibly myself even, are going to compare it unfavorably to how it is in the base game currently. Because you want to get all the fun toys quickly. And we're so used to getting them at the normal speed that now having to hold off on getting them until later. It's not going to feel as fun, even though mechanically it would make sense. It's just sort of a, you're used to how things were. This is by no means guaranteed to change. I'm just thinking here that, you're like, oh, I gotta rush up and get, like, Iron Drakes or organ guns or something like that. But you have, with growth being slower, you're going to get them later on. It does make it mean that it's going to be more of a momentous occasion when you do get them. But what I'm saying is that because we would have gotten them earlier previously, it's going to feel like, you're going to be feeling impatient. Oh, I want the good stuff now. I used to be able to get the good stuff by now. Anyway, sort of like a perspective thing. I suppose is what I'm getting at. Let's have a look at the growth building. Barley fields, plus 5 growth, plus 10 growth, plus 15, and plus 20. Okay. That is quite a lot less. I think that was like plus 35 maybe, or 40 in the base game. It's only 1,500 to build that. 1,750, 500. Takes 1 turn to build, 2 turns to build, 3 turns to build, 4 turns to build. Okay, and the industry, trinket maker. 900 for 150 income. 1,200 for 200 income. 1,500 for 250 income. 300 for 1,800. And it takes 4 turns. Okay. So it would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns to pay that off. And this is like... come on. Math. 7 turns to pay off? 6 turns to pay off. 300, 600, 900, yeah. 6 turns to pay off. I can math. Refectory, dwarf beer resource production, 6 kegs, public order plus 2. 8 kegs, public order plus 3, public order plus 4, and public order plus 2 in adjacent provinces. Okay, so we're actually going to have to focus on getting one of these to be able to maintain public order. Unless another building has public order on it. This gives public order. Plus 10. And faction-wide plus 2. That's... This does mean that it means more now. Getting this would actually free up a slot, because you'd be able to get rid of this building. Though you would lose the dwarf beer resource. I think trading income has changed as well. I think it gives you less now. But with all the other economy changes, having less might mean that it means more. If that makes sense. Okay. Have they changed the recruitment for anything? That still requires this Iron Drakes, Orc and Gun, Gyrocopters. I don't think they've changed recruiting for anything. I think it's just more growth and things like that. This building looks pretty much the same. Guild Marketplace, I think. Plus 5% income from trade faction-wide. Plus 5% tradable resource produced faction-wide. And plus 8% income from all buildings, all regions in this province. That's going to become more useful. Okay, well, with growth being so slow, let's... How much money do we start off with? 5,000. And we have 1,253. And our army upkeep is 1,503. This is also something I'm not going to be able to remember. The upkeep cost for our units. Quarrelers are 137, not 1,000. That would be a bit ridiculous. 950 to recruit the dwarf warriors. 650. I don't. Has that changed? Maybe it's a bit higher. Or was that like 300? No, it wasn't that low. I feel maybe that's just a little bit higher. 1,050. There. That's certainly higher. Okay. Maybe I should write down what the recruitment costs were for the previous units. Can I see that somewhere so that I can compare this? Because I can't remember all these numbers in my head. Warhammer to Dwarves. Recruit cost. There's any way to list this? No, that's researchers. I mean, even if I find a site, there's no that is up to date. Yeah, I can't see anything right now, so oh well. I suppose we could just play the campaign and see how it affects things. So, let's see. Miners are cheaper. And I believe in the tabletop the miners were kind of supposed to be the mainline infantry for the dwarves. They've got good weapon. The weapon damage is 5, but their armor piercing is 17, which is pretty good. Their armor is 80 also. And they've got Vanguard Deployment. What are we dealing with? Oh. Enemy! Dash rack. Right. I wonder if any of these has changed. It would be a lot of work to change all this. We can include related families just for +1 public order. Do we have another buff to public order? There, High King's Authority, public order +2. Does that mean it goes up to +2 or +3? I imagine +3. That would mean that it would completely overcome the well, as long as we had no grudges, it would completely overcome the public order penalty. Recruitment cost actually -5%. That means more now because if they're more expensive. Hmm. 5%. How much are we making from here? 200. Really? Just 200? Yeah, okay. Yeah, just 200 from the base building. We've got background income of 2,500. That's like King's Purse. And 56 from trade. We are trading with Barak Var. We have imports of stuff. And it's land trade. And we're exporting just... It's just tariffs. Okay. Oh, pardon me. I did mention that I was feeling a bit tired. A lot of walking today. I am going to get that and barley fields.
Throw bearers! Let's march!
And you can get that, and I suppose I'll get 3 units of miners. That's immediately quite different. I think usually I can fill out my army with 3 units of dwarf warriors, but we don't have enough money for that. And here, we'll go for Khazid subsidies.
Send me to vengeance.
Anything else? 1,503 upkeep. Ah, I believe also the upkeep for Lords has changed. Thorgrim Grudgebearer has an upkeep of 600. I think Lords, for the most part, had an upkeep of like 250. 560 upkeep for Grombrindle. 340 for Alaric Get Gold. 340 for another Rune Lord. 360 for a Lord. Okay, so the Rune Lords are a bit cheaper. 825 recruit cost. I think that's about the same. And 360. Okay. So your legendary lords actually do come with a higher upkeep, I think. I'm going to be saying I think quite a lot, but I just can't remember. End turn. So we'll try and take the Pillars of Grungni, or we'll deal with that Groby army. Then we'll get the Pillars of Grungni and we'll get the other settlement down here. And we'll take this entire province. Oh, hello. More greenskins. Or maybe we won't. The greenskins were also changed. Let me just have a look at the Proving Grounds beta. They changed it so that there's a few changes with the greenskins. Reduced greenskins over aggressiveness. I believe this is about the greenskins sort of aggressing against other factions at the detriment of their own territory's protection. Vampires are now more aggressive also, and general diplomatic hostility towards greenskins is reduced. So, I suppose that's to prevent factions from dogpiling them. There's still a version of 40 with the Bloody Spears, is that? Yep. Against Border Princes. And the Border Princes have a minus 40 attitude towards the Bloody Spears. What about this faction, Scabby Eye? Minus 40. And also some for trespassing. Okay. What's their opinion of us? They like we're at war with the Bloody Hands. They condemn great power because they're a minor faction. Treaties with Karata Karak 36. Karak Dromar. War with Bloody Spears. Trespassers against Sylvania. Oh, that's me liking them. Yep. They like us pretty well, as to be expected. You like us pretty well as well. Can I see Karak Hearn? No, I can't. Hey, Dromar.
And what can the Dawi do for you on this fine day?
Non-aggression pact and military access.
Sure enough.
Onward.
Onward
Var.
to your ancestors.
Can't get anything with you.
Yes.
Hey,
To your ancestors.
Gravius Prospectors. You're all the way down there and we can see you. Right. As I mentioned, this is without any mods at all. So all the factions are as plain and vanilla as they can be. Let's go kick some Groby scum. And let's play this. Why not? Blah. We have just 1 unit of Dwarf Warriors, 4 units of Miners, of Hammerers, Thorgrim Grudgebearer, who's no slouch, 2 units of Quarrelers, and the Grudge Thrower. Against Orc Boys, Orc Arrows, Higgins, some Goblin Archers, and Nashrak. We'll win this pretty easily. But, you know, I want to splat some orcs. I'll mention again, we'll probably play this for about about an hour and a half, and then we'll switch over to another faction. Okay, Grudge Thrower, you can go pretty much anywhere because you have an arc, which means your chances of hitting my units is very low. Go there.
Let the vengeance begin.
Go like that.
For the High King.
You two can go like that.
Ready to serve.
You two can go there.
Let the vengeance.
And I'm going to put the hammerers behind you, even though it just ends up with them pelting my hammerers with arrows the whole time. Because they're kind of single-minded like that. Okay. Turn around a little. There we go. Let's have a look at our dwarves. They look pretty cool. I do like the blue. Though I like the changes, what's it called? Uniforms and heraldry gives them. Just it gives them a bit more variety. Okay, you can hit the big uns. Come on. Wing. Uh-oh. Here they come. Splat. Wow, orcs just appeared out of nowhere. Those orcs are sneaky kids. Turn around a bit more. Okay. Yeah, you've also got the Oath of Vengeance. From the Dummest Kron, the High King recounts an ancestral grudge towards the foe, driving the Dawi into a vengeful rage. Let's, spread you out a bit more. Move you up. Spread you out there. That's a grudge! Go, dwarves! Attack those goblin archers. I don't want to deal with them.
There is no greater authority.
Hold, dwarves! I would actually like if... Did I click the mouse button? Perhaps. My bad. I can't shoot those, they're too low. Okay. Get him! Oath of Vengeance on them! Gits! Quarrelers, shoot those orc arrow boys. Show them what proper accuracy is. Orc arrow boys. I feel like they should have bigger bows. I mean, look at the size of their hands. Splat! Splat! Oh, the grudge thrower is so good.
Bring them down. Let's be about this.
Okay, you go over there. You go over there. Thorgrim, go over here. Hammerers! Get in there! Bonk. I do prefer Ironbreakers to Hammerers. I don't really like the look of Hammerers. I don't know. They're flat helmets. I think it is what annoys me about them. Anyway. I just like the heavily armored appearance of the Ironbreakers. There's some orcs there. They're slow. Too slow. Oink. Bonk. Bonk. Come on, get back. Okay. And that's enough. Decisive victory! Did we expect anything else? Thorgrim got 6 kills. Who got the most kills? 50 for some of our quarrelers. 28, 49 for the grudge thrower. 27, 28, 13, 11, 6, and 12. Not too bad. Hammerers just feel a bit, I don't know, useless at the beginning against greenskins. I don't think Orc Boy Biggins are that heavily armored. They're more useful against the black orcs. And as I said, I find that the hammerers early on just end up getting pelted by archer fire. Ooh! 61 gold. That's different. That is a lot less money than you'd usually get. That is something I think Creative Assembly mentioned they lowered. Let me see. Post-battle loot reduced. Yes. So that is quite a bit less. I mean, this army is small. We probably would have only gotten like 300 perhaps in the base game, but like, how much was that? 52? That is a lot less. We still get quite a lot of money from releasing captives. We captured 27. That's quite a lot for 27. 715. Did they change that? Sacking income was reduced. Post-battle loot reduced. Trade commodity value halved. The base rogue army spawn rate is reduced as well. Maybe they didn't? Okay. With the unit recruitment, it says that the unit recruitment cost was doubled. I believe that's just across all factions. Aside from the Tomb Kings, obviously. Upkeep of lords and heroes adjusted to match their strength and their mount option. Right, so, you know, it makes sense Thorgrim Grudgebearer, as a powerful lord, would have a high upkeep cost. Well, I'm going to release the captives, honestly. Yeah, I mean, 715, especially with income giving us less. Our economy giving us less is more tempting than +4 leadership. I mean, we're dwarves. We don't really need +4 leadership. If we're fleeing, we're probably losing the battle anyway, so...
Move in.
+4 is not going to do much. Because my units are going to be so small, it's not going to make the difference. +1000 treasury from the Grudge. That's nice. And also, we have another Grudge. Capture and occupy the Pillars of Grugni for 1000. Yeah. Again, just making less money makes these more appealing. I mean, I would always finish the Grudges anyway because they give you penalties to your economy, but 1000? That means more now.
Send me to vengeance.
What's it called? In camp. I mean, yeah, we can get +5 from character or leadership effect here. Grudge against the foul. Melee attack +5 when fighting against greenskins. And leadership +4 when fighting against greenskins. Obstinacy. Let's just get inspiring presence. There we go. Was replenishment changed? Let's see. We're playing on standard difficulty. So, player, additional lord replenishment is 5%. I believe that means how fast your lord replenishes their health. The AI on standard difficulty gets growth 20, replenishment 5%, additional lord replenishment is 10%, recruitment cost is -40%, construction cost is -40%, global recruitment is 3, local recruitment is 3, unit XP gain 100, and unit lord XP gain. Okay. What's our growth actually here? 16. That is 15 from buildings and 1 from events, which is from this. Okay. That means we're going to get another growth point in 8 turns. Hello! Welcome! We're having a look at the beta.
The High King acts.
Only playing the beta today? Yep. I'm kind of tired. Doing a lot of walking today, so... I thought I'd just do some Warhammer Total War and probably call it a bit earlier. Probably do a look at 2 different factions for this. I was thinking maybe an hour and a half for each. Anyway, am I going to merge you lot? Yes, I am. And we'll get another unit of Dwarf Warriors. And another unit of Miners. So if they're doubled, that means they originally their recruit cost was like 475? Something like that. How am I liking it so far? Well, from what I can tell, well, I'm reading the patch notes, or the beta notes to go along with it, and public order is a bigger issue, because we don't have public order on our mainline building. Growth is a lot slower. We only get 10 from this, so we have to build this to be able to get extra growth. Income is a lot less as well. Gemcutter's Guildhall used to give, I think it's like 1,200, only 600 now. And also buildings are a lot more expensive. Caressa Correct Great Hold, 20,000. 2,500 for that. 15,000, 8,000, 15,000, 20,000, 20,000, 16,000, 6,000. So, yeah, getting the later buildings means a lot more. 10,000 for the engineer's workshop. That's quite the investment. Okay. Enter. Am I playing on Legendary? No, we're just playing on Standard. Which is actually hard equivalent for the base game. Because the difficulties were renamed. So, in the place where normal was before, it's now fast. And Standard is where hard was before. Where it's a slower pace, a more slower paced Total War game. And battles are on Standard as well.
Very well.
Which I don't think it's changed. It's just the names have changed. I don't know whether that means the battles are on hard or not. I don't know. Anyway, let's get the Pillars of Grundy. We'll just auto-resolve that. There was also a change to auto-resolve. 3,001, 301 for that. Okay, and we get a level. Good, good. Let me see. The where is it? Auto-resolver. Auto-resolver bonus against non-playable factions increased for greenskins, dark elves, skaven, and vampires. And the auto-resolver subsystem ensuring unit losses has been disabled. Units are now generally less likely to be killed in auto-resolved battles. So that's pretty nice. You should see, like, I suppose that means you'll see, like, your army, your units lose units overall, rather than, like, you auto-resolve and your unit of hammerers dies, or something like that. Battles aren't changed, so battles are on hard, aka the AI is getting cheats. Don't like the AI getting cheats! This is quite different. I mean, this isn't a very big settlement. Sacking is 123. That was changed. Sacking income was reduced. It's actually more profitable for us to loot and occupy than to sack. That seems odd. I mean, it's a small settlement, but the idea was sacking is that you either... I imagine, you either occupy it, which is... The settlement gets lowered by one state. But none of the buildings get damaged. Loot and occupy, I think, was... You get the conquest penalty, provincial instability, which is like -10 and it goes down by 1 every turn. Conquest penalty is here, it's 10 and -3. So it's more peaceful to occupy it. And you got a little bit of money from that. Sacking, you would actually get more money. And you'd cause provincial instability. But you wouldn't take the settlement. And raising... You would destroy the settlement completely, but you'd get a small amount of money. So, I mean, we're going to occupy it. But... it's a little odd that, sacking is giving less money than looting and, occupying. Okay. And we get the ambush at the Thundering Falls quest to do over there. We get a Runesmith and a Dragon Helm. Yes, yes. Reckoning begins. Occupy, loot, raise, or sack 4 different settlements. Yeah, we have our campaign objectives here where we get money for finishing these. 2,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Is that less? Oh no, these are bonus objectives, so you get 1,000 for completing each of these. So, when you complete this, any of these other ones you're finished, you get an extra 1,000 for having finished them. I rarely ever look at the objectives, because I just play irregardless of what this does. Because I want to play how I want to play. I don't want to follow this. So yeah, at the end of your turn, have an income of at least 2,500. I don't know if these have been changed. That might be too difficult to get. Because our income is so much lower. Recruit the following hero. Thane. Again. Thanes are from here. Which is 3,000. Takes a dwarf keep. Of rank 3. So I don't know if the objectives have changed. Ensure the following building has been constructed. Mustering hall. The ledger is full. Complete three of the following grudges. And grumbling in the Engineers Guild. Research 4 technologies. That's pretty easy.
Good. Grimnir's axe.
Okay, and here we're going to build... I suppose another barley field. For more, growth. They might make a pass on the mission. Rewards 2,000 for a quest. I mean, it seems like a little bit, but... 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 500,000, 6,000, 7,000. And it's only chapter 1. But, as I said, I rarely pay attention to the quests the game sets me. Let's get Grudge Against the Foul. There was some extra greenskins around. We're over here. And we'll need to go get Mount Squighorn. Oh, public order is a bit of an issue. Oh, what? Skaven corruption? From where? Osmosis. Over here? Mount Silverspear is owned by the Bloody Spear. Crookback Mountain? Hold up. Where's Skaven corruption coming from? Do we have an Undercity underneath Karazakarak? No, it's Osmosis. That means it's coming from somewhere else. Up here? Akadorf isn't suffering any. Varenka Hills is suffering it. Karak is suffering it. Or suffering. They've got minus... They've got 0.5 there. 0.25. Because Skaven Undercities always cause attrition... always cause corruption in neighbouring provinces. What's our garrison like? 2 hammerers, 3 dwarves, 3 miners, 4 quarrelers. Why would I recruit a lord? How much would that cost me? You know what? I'm going to. Let's get... I suppose Alaric get gold. Yeah, there's more glum there. And you can get some miners. There we go. End turn. This is just to stop this greenskins from popping over the mountains and attacking me in the back. Those backstabbing grubby scum. There they go. I mentioned again, this is also being played without any mods. Because Creative Assembly would prefer people to play it without mods so they can get, you know, unmodified information about it. We'll get... Well, out of the 2 of these buildings, this is 150 and in 1 turn. This takes 3 turns, gives you 300, and it costs 1,000. Gem Mineshaft is better. Mount Squighorn has a basic garrison. Let's go take it. Auto resolve. And we'll occupy. There we go. We now have the Silver Road. I am going to... I believe the corruption public order penalty has been changed as well. I think it's lower. Let me just have a look at the list here. Corruption. Public order corruption penalty is minus... Oh, that's on starter. Reduced public order penalties based on hostile corruption at lower difficulty levels. Yeah, that's not... Is that the only change? Yeah, okay, that's the only change. So apparently corruption still has the normal public order penalties, at least on standard. Not on starter or fast. Yep, okay. Let us get... Again, that actually makes things like... Oh, we don't actually have the public order. They changed some of the skills as well. I think they changed how much... I know for the Dark Elves, they changed, or they got rid of the skills which increase income from slaves, or reduce the rate at which slaves die off. I still haven't decided which faction I'm going to have a look at after the Dwarves, so if anyone's got any suggestions, I'll take them on board. I think the best thing is that they remove some of the malices for the player. Some, most of. Yeah, what am I going to get here? Untainted? What's our local populace is 3. That's still going to be going up though. It's not too bad. It's only going down to 85%. Public order +2. -10 because of conquest. Taxes is -4. Provincial instability is -3. It'll eventually go to 4. And we've got 6 because of military presence and faction. Yeah, that's fine. We can survive that. Go to empower the guilds. Dark Elves seem to be affected a lot, so maybe them? Sure. I've seen people mentioning High Elves of their units are really quite a lot more expensive now. Like Spearmen were like 1,000 to recruit. But sure, we can have a look at the Dark Elves. Maybe I'll do another stream of this because there is quite a lot to cover. If I do another one, I might focus on just one faction rather than splitting it between 2, because a number of the changes I think will work later on into a campaign. That's the case. I'll probably minimize my talking about things and just focus on playing the campaign. I should probably be doing that more now. Aragdron. We should have a full stack to deal with that, I think, up there. We can't actually recruit anything. Do I want more growth? Not really. I would like more upkeep. Or more money. How much are we getting per turn? Well, that only costs 500. How much will it cost to get up to level 2? 2,500. 5,000. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait on money. I could raid the enemy to get some more money, but yeah. We started off with 5,000. We leveled up Karasakarak once, and we built the farms as well as recruited our army, or recruited some extra units for our army, or miners. Teeth Snatchers, a Black Crag Confederate. Okay. Do we get that? 300. It's so little. If we get this plus 10%, so that's 330 now at max level. It's such a piddling amount. When we get it now, we can get the benefits of it for longer. And it only takes 1 turn to recruit. Yep. It needs to be changed. The AI still Confederates too quickly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't mind the Greenskins Confederating, because it makes sense that they beat each other into submission, but... I don't know. I think it's more just some of the quirks with Confederation. Like, you'd be beating the Dwarves, and then they're Confederate with, like, Karak Jormar when they're losing. Or Zufbar when they're losing. So they might just have Karata Karak and only 1 army. And you're nearly about to wipe out the Dwarves, and then they're Confederate with with Zufbar. So they end up with this. And it's like, Anyway. I mean, we can build this in multiple places. And we can also get this to increase income. Sure. Does Thorgrim have any, like, upkeep or, like, income? Cooper gives income for gem cutters plus 6%. How much is that? Let's see. 300. Oh, boy. 10 is 30. Yeah, something. So it's like 5 or something. No. It's like... Help me, math! 15. 15 would be 5%. It'd be like 16 or something, I think. That's alright. Income for tool makers. This is for settlement buildings, actually. So yeah, that's 10% extra from this, so 300. We're getting 330 plus 110, 110, and this be 10% extra on this, so that's 15, 165. Small amounts of extra money. With things costing, with armies costing more to recruit and lords having higher upkeep, it's does mean it's worth more. Hey, Sylvania's declared war on Stirland. The vampire counts were made more aggressive. And there's greenskins arriving. Hello, lads. How's it going? A cloaked stranger from the mist-shrouded land of Albion approaches with a request. He is of sinister aspect, but assures you that his intentions are good. 5 turns of +4 chaos corruption, all provinces. Has that been increased? No, I don't think so. I think it's always been 5 turns. Was it? Something was telling me it might have been 3 turns, but I think it's always been 5. For 3,000, or 5 turns of Untainted +2. And it would be nice. Sure. Money! We can upgrade the settlement. Upgrade the dwarf outpost. And upgrade the gem mine. Because that will also improve our trade. Let's see. Resource value of 9 for gemstones. Exporting 12 sacks. Income is 108. Trade income from... Total income for trade is 170. That's gone up quite a bit. Because we had like 52 before. From just the tariffs. And now it's 170. Plus I think there's a little bonus on there because of turns we've been trading with them or something. But... yeah, that's means more now that
The High King acts. Come, kin.
we can't trade with you because there's no overland passage there. So I kind of think maybe we should be able to because there's a port here. Anyway.
Retake the realm.
Can we, like, be sneaky, dwarves?
Send me to vengeance. I agree.
Hide in there. Orglaw. Nashrak. The Greenskins units are actually, I think they're cheaper to recruit, and their buildings cost less too to build, so they can grow. They can level up their settlements faster than I can. I think another change was Malus Darkblade is less likely to Confederate. You just hear dwarves grumbling loudly. Okay. Oh, we were actually successful in sneaking. Hey, Greenskins. Yeah, you gotta run away. Yeah. Can we catch you? We can, actually. Sure, let's play this. It's an easy fight. I just like squishing the Greenskins. It's fun. Even though the battle was a doddle. I just like the spectacle of it. A lot of the reason why I play this game is just for the spectacle of the battles. Okay. You can go like that. Hammerers behind you.
Grim grudge bearer.
You can go there.
Miners.
You can go there.
For the High King.
Miners, I don't know. You can hide in the forest, I suppose.
Warriors.
Is that not a forest? Apparently that's not a forest there. Sorry. There's a bit of forest there. You can tell because the little trees icon which appears on my cursor. Go there. There we go. That's behind my lines. Weird. Okay. I'll keep you hidden in here because there's some there's some... Oh, forgot you. There is some Goblin Wolf Rider archers. There we go. Okay. Let's see these. Yep. They're Goblin Wolf Riders, alright. Splat. 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 Come on, Groby. I've got several really hefty stones with your names on them. Boom. Nice hit. Attack those, Robbie. Come on, they got basically no armor, just shoot them in the face. There we go. Yeah, look, they're just pelting my... Pelting my, hammerers. Shoot them. Okay, did you deal with them? You did. They're broken, but they're probably going to rally.
Nothing can stop us.
You move over there.
Fire on the foe! Miners!
Yep, they're rallying.
They have wronged us. Valea, bless our aim.
Come on, they're within range now. Shoot them.
We demand blood. Keep moving.
Deal with these guys.
Blow through.
Oof.
Miners!
That was some close stone skipping there, lads.
Valea, bless our
Okay,
aim.
they're broken.
For
Those
the
guys.
ancestors. War of vengeance. Hammer us! Tazook! Strike out! Hammer us! For the ancestor gods! Aye! Blow through! Blow through! Miners!
Good, good.
Get moving!
Fighters over here. Just shoot Nashrak.
Hammer us!
Fill him full of bolts.
Raged firepower ready!
Now they're back.
For the Karas Anchor! Kazoo! Dwarf warriors! Quarrelers! Yes! Kill them all! Yes! Hammer us! Kazoo! For the Karas Anchor!
Come on. Shoot him! He's just an orc, lads. Yep, there we go.
Quarrelers!
How many bolts can we stick in a single walk? That many.
Hammer us! On those dwarven legs! Nothing can stop us!
Okay, shoot them.
Quarrelers!
Yeah, we're too really far to shoot them still, so
Plans unite!
can hit a few over here. Ow! Okay. Ugh. Good, good. I suspect a lot of the recruitment cost increases will really come into effect with the later unit. Because they were quite expensive anyway. If the recruitment cost for all units has been doubled, well... How much did, like, Ironbreakers cost to recruit? It would have been like 1,200 or something. But it'd be like 2,400 now? Oof. Okay. Yeah, and we also now release captives. Still gives a lot of money. Ooh. That's nice. Banner of Eternal Flame. Gonna put that on Thorgrim. And yeah, just release the captives. Get the money.
March!
Our allies will dislike that, but
Throw bearers! Let's march! Forward!
march over here. If you attack me, we can deal with you.
Take the realm!
Get... Route Marcher, I suppose. And we'll get the upgraded Pillars of Grugni.
My anger burns bright.
And yep. Oh, we can actually get... Oh no, we need Gunsmith's Forge for that. For blasting charges. Cool. Right.
Armed and ready.
Oh. That Silver Spear just got raised. By Skaven, possibly? Untainted, 67%.
Yes.
Seems likely. Oh, we can see Black Crag now. Iron Rock. Don't keep... Yeah, why can we see so much now?
Aye. Let's hear what you have to say. We'll hear it before Oath Gold.
Okay. I think there was some changes to diplomacy. Let me have a look. General diplomatic... AI doesn't remember diplomatic events as long as it used to. So that should make a change. I suppose that means that all the various wars you're at with, like, greenskins and all that won't stack as much as they used to. Or after a while you'll lose the benefits of them. How much money are we getting per turn? 1,399.
The High King.
Yeah, just,
I agree.
good about Squighorn.
To the Karazhan Court.
There we go. And... get the clan barracks? Quarrelers. Yeah, having some more quarrelers would be good. So, let's get that. In turn. And... don't know whether I'll go for that. That quest battle was like how they did things in Warhammer Total War, the first one. You'd always... I think all the starting factions actually still have these quests. The Empire gets one against Empire Rebels. All that, but they didn't do that for Warhammer 2, I don't think. Hey, tool market. And Grudge issued. Orglaw. The grimy scum raid our mountains as they always have. Another grudge for the Great Book, another wrong to be righted. More greenskins to hunt and kill. Sure.
Very well. Ready?
I'd rather eat a
Well, they got two armies here, but we'll probably be fine.
Grimnir's axe.
Ooh, does the increased recruitment cost affect the regiments of renown? 2,400 to recruit Dragonback Slayers. I think it does. 2,000 for the Grumbling Guard. 2,900 for Peakgate Guard. 3,100 for Norgrimling's Ironbreakers. 2,400 for the Scolder Guard. And 2,800 for Skyhammer. Okay, I'm going to get... This is for 2.7 turns. Okay, that's not too bad. Public order. What's this? -4 for corruption. -4 for taxes and -3 for raiding. I should really build this here. At Squighorn, you can get... So indecisive. Get the refectory. That will also give us some extra trade from the dwarf ale we'll be exporting. Sylvania declares war on Ostland and Ostermark. It's 3 different factions they've declared war on now. And they're attacking me. Expected them to do so. Still gives us a slight advantage. Azrael Armbreaker. Some nasty skulkers. Just a bunch of orc boys and all that. Yep. I mean, it is quite interesting having only 2 units of Dwarf Warriors. Having to make more use out of miners instead.
The clans unite!
Okay.
The
Do
clans unite!
split up like this.
Let the vengeance begin!
And you can go like this.
Dwarf warriors! For the ancestor gods! Miners!
Like that.
For the ancestor gods!
Like that.
It is a reckoning!
And yeah, you can go in the middle.
Taking aim!
You can go there. You can go there. Thor can go in the middle. And our grudge thrower can go there. There we go. March forth.
What are we?
It's a long, narrow corridor. Which benefits us. So many greenskins running all over the place.
War of vengeance.
Where are you going to? There.
There is no greater authority.
I think I'll pull you back.
We are relentless.
Yes, yes, let me check this book. Yes. This book says you're foul, Groby.
For the ancestors.
He's on a bit of a lean. But it's all right.
Grudge thrower.
They're still coming towards us? They are. They have 2 lords, Night Goblin and Orc War Boss.
Bring the grudge makers to battle.
Within range yet? Nope. Move forward a little bit.
There's a cleric.
Oh, we're in range now. Let him have it. Swing. Yes, put your shields up. That will help. See, it helped. He only lost his arm. That wasn't a very solid hit, though. Okay, attack them. Capos rule. Come on, could you perhaps be a little bit more accurate? There is quite a lot of greenskins.
They have wronged us.
Thanks, that's a little bit better. There.
This won't misfire. Stop!
Just fire it whatever you can. Good. Those goblins were a pretty good target.
Take them down. Understood.
There's also those nasty skulkers somewhere.
For the ancestors. Move!
Like there.
Battle! Ready to strike! Miners! Killers! Dwarf warriors! For the ancestor gods! Kill the off-splitters! For grim grudge bearer!
Okay.
Dwarf warriors! Bang back every
Who's going to need the help?
for the damaged crown! Grudge thrower! Aye! Down! Move now!
Ooh, jeez. Hey, the nasty skulkers attacked us in the back.
Take them down!
Uh-oh.
It is a reckoning!
That's not good.
Go! Vengeance! Nothing can stop us! No!
Go over there.
Move now! Warriors! Go! Withdraw! It is a reckoning!
Stop this.
Hey! Hit them!
Okay, they're broken.
Shoot the Wazax! Miners! Dowie marksman! Grudge thrower!
Ow. The hammers are just getting destroyed. Wow.
Dwarf warriors!
We might actually lose this.
Miners! Fight! Grudge thrower! Rattle!
Those nasty skulkers. I kind of forget how bad they are, how good they are.
Hammers! Charge!
Especially when you get attacked from behind.
Grudge
They really have no leadership at all, but... I can't. It's not a cannon.
Aye, as you command! Deadeye'll get him! I am your high king!
I mean, what? 25 armor piercing? But their leadership is terrible.
For the... Blow out! Shoot those waters!
Wow! Nasty skulkers just wiped out my,
Grudge thrower!
what's it called?
Stop!
Hammerers.
We demand blood! Grudge thrower! Let the vengeance begin!
Attack them.
Very well! It is an
We might, maybe we can win just from Thorgrim.
Bring them!
Probably not.
Our clans will shun us! The clans unite! Scoff!
Even the goblin archers are charging into melee. Ah.
Put the eggs! Moving out! Charge! For the High King! Warriors! Withdraw! Obey me!
Come on, just kill those nasty skulkers.
For the ancestor gods! Move to attack! Range for power ready! Oh, clowns will shoot us!
Oh, they're fleeing.
Kill orcs!
Come on, Thorgrim. Wonk. Oh. I suppose if this is equivalent of hard, then the AI is getting bonuses during... Really, that's what I'm going to blame it on. Difficulty modifier 4. That's not that much, really. Does that change anything else? It doesn't really list it for other things, does it? No, I think it just changes their leadership. Anyway. What was that? Oh, that was the smoke bomb. Nah. Come on, Thorgrim! Rack up those kills. It gets the leadership, melee attack, melee defense. Okay.
Kazook!
Yes! Charge into them!
Slay the old breakers! Blow through!
Yo! Growbase scum! You killed many dwarves today. You will pay for your transgressions.
Ready to strike! That'll do!
Wonk. It looks a lot worse than it is. I mean, he is killing, like, you know, at least 4 goblins per swing.
Kill them!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Woof.
For grim grudge bearer!
Come on.
Axes out!
Who should I attack with this? Attack the Lord. If we rout him... Oh, oh, oh!
Axes out! I am your High King! Ready to strike! Attack!
God. More grubby scum! It just shows how friggin' tanky Thorgrim is. They might just kill him from a death of 1,000 cuts, though. Yeah, it's got 1,000 hit points left.
High King Thorgrim Grudgebearer.
Wonk!
Attack the eye!
Attack the spears. You can't kill me! I'm the High King! Damn it! I'm surprised the only ones remaining are goblins. I thought the remaining ones would be orcs. Oh, hello.
For the Demon's cross!
Uh-oh.
Ready to strike! That'll do!
Ow! Bollocks. That was very, very close. So. Oh, man. 260 kills. I think they just got a bunch of lucky hits against him towards the end. Oh well. We'll just have to come back with the vengeance. Corpses of all Darwin carrying Thorgrim. Yes, they don't break because they're still there to carry Thorgrim off. I mean, they wouldn't flee. They'd probably sooner die than leave Thorgrim for his own. Valiant defeat. Wop wop. Well, we didn't lose the army, but they'll probably come and chase me down. Yeah. Whatever. What a result. Yep, we lost. Wop wop. Oh well. And we got a grudge keeper. How appropriate. Big grudge. However, now we're going to be making a fair bit of money. The Eternal Grudge. Raise the banners. Recruitment cost minus 15%. The Eternal Grudge. Defeat the following Lord Army in battle. Witnessed by Grimnir's vengeful sight, the greenskin mob attacked our own throng and fell Urk treachery has forced a dishonorable retreat. We cannot, will not, let such a stain on Dari courage past and grudges recorded ensure it is settled. I mean, the reward is nice, but it's kind of odd that you get the reward which is appropriate for resolving the reward. Like, you'd recruit an army because of that. Anyway. Let's get Rune of Hearth and Home. And we're going for time. Well. Not as many turns in as I was expecting. Get that, and that. Probably going to take Mount Squighorn. Yeah. Okay. So, I will save it here. Because we might continue this at a later date. It depends. Because I feel like this beta will probably require a few looks at. So, I can't really see too much of the world at the moment. Vampire counts are doing quite a bit, though. They're at war with quite a few factions. There's Reichland over there. The Greenskins are... They already have confederated one faction into them. There's not too much really out of the ordinary at the moment, from what I can see. I think the Greenskins have more armies? Maybe? I don't know. Not really. I'm certainly feeling the effects of having more expensive recruitment costs for units. Nearly 1,000 for these Dwarf Warriors. So it hurts a lot more for losing an army like that. Because it takes a lot of money for me to build up another army. Which is a significant difference. Anyway. So we'll stop that there. And we'll have a look at the Dark Elves. I think I'll play as Malekith probably.